Good morning, greetings friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 32 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, longevity business, health challenges that you or a loved one may be confronting, if you have questions about our True Skin Health products or formulations, or if you have a comment or success story, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side, and we love hearing from you. 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on The Bright Side, please head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, and don't forget to click on the Join the Team link to start yourself a longevity business and help me in my mission to educate the world about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can call 866-735-2470 to sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team for a one-time $25 fee, or you can click on the Join the Team links at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. We're talking about energy, I guess you'd say, dietary energy. We started off talking about the digestive system and fats. It's all really, at the end of the day, all health is about energy, cellular energy, and how a cell derives energy. When we age, we're just not making enough energy. Our cells are not producing enough energy. It's pretty much as simple as that. Inflammation, which is the cause of all disease. Why is inflammation a problem? It keeps cells in an energy deficit state. Inflammation acts in the long term to suppress cellular energy. So when we talk about the problems with inflammation being like a beaver's dam or like a wall that surrounds a damaged area, that wall, it's great for sequestering a damaged area, but it blocks energy from getting into the cell, or raw materials for energy from getting into the cells. That's why inflammation's a problem. So it all boils down to energy and the energy-producing structures inside the cell, organelles, they call them. That is, little organs. Organs are the things humans have. Organelles are the things cells have, and they're kind of analogous. A cell has organelles that are analogous to organs in the body. A cell has lungs, for example, and its lungs are called the mitochondria. The mitochondria are said to be the factory, the breathing system of a cell. Except instead of breathing oxygen, it breathes in quantum oxygen, atomic oxygen. Instead of breathing in oxygen gas, it breathes in atomic oxygen because mitochondria are so teeny, teeny, tiny. They do the same things. They produce energy the same way the body produces energy, but at the quantum level. And when it comes to aging, when it comes to disease, focusing on the mitochondria is about to be, or it's actually over the last 5 or 10 years, it's become one of the cause celebres, one of the major goals, the holy grail of healing for a lot of healthcare, a lot of alternative, I should say, healthcare practitioners. And if you Google mitochondria and aging or mitochondrial health, you got all kinds of articles on the stuff. So So the mitochondria burn sugar and fat in response to oxygen, or in combination with oxygen. And the combination of oxygen, which acts like a quantum fire, I guess you could say, oxidation. When you see a flame, when you look at a flame, what you're looking at is basically oxidation. You're basically looking at the reaction between oxygen and something combustible. And in the case of a fire in your fireplace, it's carbon. It's your logs. That same phenomena happens inside the cell. Oxygen acts to burn, or acts as a burning agent for combustible sugar or fat. The fat is much more effective. The fat is much more cost effective. You get more bang for your buck with fat than you do with sugar, and fat is the preferred fuel for mitochondria. The mitochondria will do with sugar, but it would much rather burn with fat. Problem is, sugar is so readily available, much more readily available than fat is, so the mitochondria typically get lots and lots of sugar. Sugar burns extremely hot. Fat burns in a sustained release, slow release kind of fashion, relatively anyway, and sugar burns really fast. It can cause a lot of damage. It can throw off a lot of sparks. That damage is called glycation, and this is one of the major ways these mitochondria get damaged, and then subsequently it's one of the major ways cells become dysfunctional, and subsequently it's one of the major ways we get sick, and ultimately one of the major ways we die. And this is why diabetes, which is a blood sugar problem, which is a problem where a disease where we don't handle our sugar correctly, where sugar levels go up. That's why diabetes is so dangerous. These sugar sparks that are thrown off can create glycation, or as they call them, glycation end products, AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, are the end result of sugar sparks that burn connective tissue, especially connective tissue, and sugar does most of its damage, or a lot of its damage, on the connective tissue. This is where diabetics have accelerated aging. This is where diabetics have increased bodily breakdown. This is why diabetics have peripheral neuropathies. All of these are signs of glycation of tissue. By the way, peripheral neuropathy, one of the best ways to deal with peripheral neuropathy issues, peripheral neuropathy means pain in the periphery, in the outside nerves, the nerves that are outside of the spinal cord and the brain. You have two nervous systems. You have your central nervous system, that's the brain and the spinal cord, and then you have your peripheral nervous system, and that's the nervous system that's not part of the brain and the spinal cord, your extremities, basically. Peripheral neuropathy is when you have pain in your toes, or your feet, or your hands, or your fingers, or your wrists, in your extremities, sometimes in your legs. It's awful. It's an awful condition, especially if it's your fingers or toes. It can be really miserable. And when you think about peripheral neuropathy, you should be thinking about the mitochondria, which means you should be thinking about, number one, keeping the mitochondria from burning up or from creating these sugar sparks. That means going on a low sugar diet, reducing your carbs. It's one of the best things you could do for peripheral neuropathy. I don't care if you've been diagnosed as a diabetic or not. If you have peripheral neuropathy, you should assume that you have dysglycemia, which means messed up blood sugar, whether or not the doctor officially proclaimed you a diabetic. If you have peripheral neuropathy, one of the first things you want to do is reduce your intake of fast-burning carbs and sugars. Go ketogenic. The ketogenic diet is ideal for people who are suffering from peripheral neuropathy, as it is ideal for people who are suffering from dysglycemia or diabetes. Now you know, by the way, why the ketogenic diet is so effective, because it helps the mitochondria burn fat. It redirects the mitochondria to burning fat away from sugar, but it necessitates that there's no sugar around. So if you have peripheral neuropathy, job number one, or treatment number one, is reduce your intake of fast-burning carbs and sugars. You can also help the body process those fat-burning carbs and sugars. That's another great strategy for peripheral neuropathy, using your sweeties, using the B vitamins, especially thiamine, which is your all-time great sugar metabolizing vitamin, thiamine, as well as niacin, using your ultimate niacin. And of course, if you have peripheral neuropathy issues, you can also use support the mitochondria. Use nutrients and nutritional supplements that are important for mitochondrial health. We will talk about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll return on the bright side right after this. We are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. 844-236-6010. If you have questions about mitochondrial health, peripheral neuropathy, the longevity products, comment or success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. We love hearing from you. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the bright side, go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Or call 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. And also, don't forget to check out our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. Our Truth Biomimetic Mineral Mist made with fulvic minerals and high hyaluronic acid, as well as amino acids. And our Truth Retinol 1% gel and 5% gel made with retinol, as well as vitamin C. And our Truth Transdermal C Serum and Truth Transdermal C Balm and Omega-6 Healing Cream, and our Peppermint Salicylic Cleanser and High Hyaluronic Honey Cleansers are all up at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, so we're talking mitochondrial health. The mitochondria are little tiny structures that live inside cells. 100 to 1,000 of them can live in a cell. Cell like a nerve. Nerve cells have more mitochondria than other cells. Heart cells also have lots of mitochondria, because the mitochondria are responsible for energizing cells. If you have a health challenge, likely it involves the production of energy, and anything you could do to improve cellular energy production is going to improve your health. Anything you do to improve cellular energy production is going to increase your longevity, increase your lifespan, and keep you living healthier longer, not just being alive, but being healthier as you're alive. Focusing on energy production. There's nothing we can do with the medical model to do this. Pharmacy can't do it. Devices can't do it. Surgery can't do it. We have yet to be able to discover how to medically interrupt or interfere with cellular energy production in a positive way. We can poison the cell, and this is actually one of the major strategies of pharmacy, is to suppress energy production. So your beta blockers work. I got a call from a friend yesterday who was having some sexual problems for the first time in his life. He was like, Ben, this is so embarrassing. What do I do? And so I started talking to him. Turns out he just got put on a beta blocker drug. Beta blocker drugs are drugs they give you for folks who are dealing with fibrillation issues or heart issues of some kind, or blood pressure issues sometimes, or even anxiety issues. Beta blocker drugs, propranolol, metoprolol, if you ever hear OLOL at the end of the chemical name of a drug, OLOL, you're dealing with a beta blocker drug. These beta blockers are the darlings of cardiologists because they're so effective at slowing things down, especially when it comes to high blood pressure. Another type of drug they give you for high blood pressure and for cardiac health, calcium channel blockers. Again, calcium channel blockers suppress cellular energy. ACE inhibitor drugs, losartan, classic example of an ACE inhibitor drugs. These ACE inhibitor drugs also act to suppress cellular energy. This is a major strategy of the pharmacomedical model, is to help protect the heart and to lower the blood pressure, to reduce anxiety by slowing things down. And they slow things down by poisoning the cell at the level of energy production. They suppress energy production. It's all about energy. On the other side of the equation, supporting energy production can be super important. That's where vitamin C comes in. You know, everybody talks about vitamin C as an antioxidant. Even lay people know that vitamin C is an antioxidant. It's true. But it's more appropriate to think of vitamin C as an oxygen handler. It's not only an antioxidant because it's a pro-oxidant too. It just helps the body deal with oxygen, for better or worse. It takes in oxygen, it releases oxygen. And this ability to handle oxygen is why vitamin C is so important for the mitochondria. Vitamin C acts as a harness between oxygen and all the chemistry that takes place for burning sugar and fat. So it's important for cellular energy. That's why vitamin C is good for so many different things. Vitamin C is good for the immune system. It's good for the brain. It's good for the heart. It's good for the blood vessels. It's good for almost every system in the body because it's involved at this fundamental level inside the cell, inside the mitochondria, inside or facilitating the delivery or the activity, the combustibility of oxygen. Or the combusting power of oxygen. The combustibility of oxygen and fat, but the combusting power. The ability of oxygen to react. It makes oxygen, it facilitates reactivity of oxygen, for better or worse. That's why sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, vitamin C is a pro-oxidant. And that's true. It is a pro-oxidant. It increases oxidation. It improves oxidation. That's why when you're taking vitamin C supplements, which in my opinion, everybody should be doing, when you're using vitamin C supplements, you want to be using vitamin E and selenium and all the other zinc and all the other antioxidants. You never want to take one antioxidant by itself because indeed it's true that one antioxidant becomes a pro-oxidant. And that's why you want to have a steady stream of antioxidants coming into your body at all times. Where do you get that? Well, you get it hopefully through good food, especially produce, because that's our best source of antioxidants is produce, fruits and veggies, as well as supplements. And if you're going to take vitamin C by itself, or if you're going to take vitamin C, you never take it by itself. You always take it with other antioxidants. But now you know why vitamin C is so important for so many different things, especially the heart. Oh, by the way, the second reason why vitamin C is important is because it's the key player in the synthesis of connective tissue. The heart rests on a skeleton of connective tissue, and that's also why vitamin C is important for the heart. There's other nutrients that are important. Vitamin C is probably the most important nutrient you could take for the mitochondria, but there's other ones too. One of my favorites is the stuff called carnitine. We haven't talked too much about carnitine. We talked about it a little bit, actually, but not too much. But it is incredibly valuable for all the energy burning systems in the body, specifically the heart and the brain. The heart and the brain burn through the most energy in the body. And carnitine is especially important for the heart and for the brain. In the book, The Sinatra Solution, Dr. Stephen Sinatra talks about carnitine being one of the big 4 supplements to take, along with ribose and magnesium and vitamin C, I think is the 4th one. I hope it's the 4th one. Carnitine is really interesting. Carnitine comes from short-chain fats. We spent a lot of time talking about short-chain fats. And just like the mitochondria are prepared to be the flavor of the month, the nutritional flavor of the month. I was talking a couple days ago about how periodically you get this nutrition flavor of the month. This supplement becomes, this health strategy becomes the latest fad, and people in the know usually are aware of these things decades before. Well, carnitine is kind of like that. Mitochondrial health is also kind of like that. And then the substance with which carnitine is made from, the building block of carnitine, is called butyric acid. It is a fatty acid. It is a short-chain fatty acid. And these short-chain fatty acids are unspeakably valuable. Short-chain fatty acids are derived from activity that, well, you get it from food, but a lot of short-chain fatty acids are in the body from activity that is going on in the intestine. Bacteria make these short-chain fatty acids, particularly this butyric acid, which then can be made into carnitine. And you don't have to get carnitine in your diet because your body can make it, but if you're not making it, you could easily be deficient. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page, brightsideben.com. Also, you can purchase longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. You can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. There's a join the team link you can click on for a one-time $25 fee. You could be in business for yourself, start a longevity business, and help spread the word about the importance of a good, solid, well-rounded, thoughtful, strategic nutritional supplement program. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. Got lots of lines open for you, and if you're on hold, we'll get you momentarily. A couple interesting studies. This one first from Science Translational Medicine. Study reveals new targets to inhibit pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis is a lung condition where the lung forms fibers, and most pulmonary fibrosis conditions are said to be idiopathic. That is, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis is a diagnosis that many people have when they have this condition. Idiopathic means we have no idea what causes it. IPF, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. That is, your lung is just randomly producing fibers, and we have no idea why. And so now they're trying to come up with drugs, of course, to inhibit this condition. Here's the thing, folks. Fibrosis is a common way our body breaks down. Fibrosis, the formation of fibers, is just a common way the body deteriorates. Fibrosis is a response to broken down tissue. So when you see fibrosis, what you're seeing is the body's attempt to repair broken down tissue that has deteriorated. In the lungs, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis is associated with smokers. It's associated with air pollution. And it's just the end result of a lung tissue that's deteriorating. You don't need drugs to stop the fibrosis. You got to figure out why the tissue, the connective tissue in the lungs, has become scarred or is broken down. Pulmonary fibrosis is a condition where the connective tissue in the lungs becomes scarred, fibrotic, and thickened, and you have a problem breathing. You have a problem actually getting oxygen to the blood. Remember, it's all about oxygen, folks. So if you can't get oxygen to the blood, you're not going to get it to the cells, you're not going to be combusting, you're not going to be getting energy, and it's obviously a serious problem. Fibrosis of any kind, amyloidosis of any kind, sarcoidosis of any kind, has to be regarded as a response to the breaking down of tissue. The way you handle it is you figure out, why is my tissue breaking down? Use connective tissue building strategies. If you have pulmonary fibrosis, idiopathic or otherwise, first of all, quit smoking if you're smoking. And then second of all, start building connective tissue. Vitamin C, of course, is one of the most important things you could do to build connective tissue. Essential fatty acids are also important. The mighty 90 essential nutrients are what you want to look at for building connective tissue, but especially vitamin C and also bone broth and bone broth protein. Chicken broth. That's why chicken broth is such an important and has so many diverse benefits inside the body, is because it helps build connective tissue. All right. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's see here. Diet affects the breast microbiome in mammals. Did you know that you have a microbiome in breast tissue? It's called the breast-specific microbiome. And how we eat has a major role to play in the health of breast tissue via this breast microbiome. Diet has been, this is a quote here from this study that was published in the journal Cell Reports. Diet has been extensively studied as a lifestyle factor that could influence breast cancer development. Breast cancer risk in women is increased by consumption of a high-fat Western diet full of sweets and processed foods, but reduced by a healthy Mediterranean diet consisting of vegetables, fish, and olive oil. Intriguingly, a recent study in humans revealed that malignant breast tumors have a lower abundance of lactobacillus bacteria. That is, how we eat affects the microbiome in our breast. Surprise anybody? How we eat affects the development of breast cancer. Surprise anybody? 1 out of 8 women is going to get this horrible disease, and it seems like more. I read that statistic a few years ago, but it seems like it's increasing. Again, pointing to the importance of how we eat. If you're not sure whether the food you're eating is doing you any good, stop eating it. Just rule of thumb. We eat way too much food, and reducing our caloric intake is always going to be a good idea. All right, got a couple more here, but I think we'll get to the phones before we get to the phones. 844-236-6010 is our number, and our lines we've got a few lines open. Let's go to Mike in New York and say good morning, Mike. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning, man. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. What's going on, man?
Okay. First, I just want to say you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank God for the internet, because I actually stumbled on, I was looking, I think I've had some boils on the face and different parts of my body growing, and I was looking up acne, and this girl who had like 11 views mentioned that 7 types of acne.
Oh, really?
And so that's what got me listening to you. So it's just amazing.
She had 11 views?
Yeah, like 11, something like that. And
All right.
I looked it up. And so I was just thankful for that. And then also just, I look at doctors now, like I said, I respect them, but, my gastroenterologist wants to just put me on another med. The dermatologist I went to told me I'm going to have to use antibiotics forever. And I'm just like listening now, like, are you serious? Like, is this for real? So I'm just glad to have this other perspective. So thank you.
Good for you. Good for you. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. What's going on? Anything I can help you with today?
Yes. A couple things. They're kind of related. So first thing is, pretty much the last 6 months I've been doing all the nutritional things, all the supplementation. I mean, I'm on my way to go to longevity. I have some other stuff I got to get rid of first. But, been doing it, but I'm on Remicade. I have Crohn's disease, had a bowel resection maybe 6 years ago.
How old are you? How old are you, Mike?
I'm 35.
Oh, you're a kid. Okay, good. So you probably had a problem since you were a little kid. You probably had a problem.
Oh, absolutely. Since 13. I remember after eating a grape, that's when I started having those mild symptoms that they just never, it was idiopathic, they said.
Idiopathic, right. Don't you love that?
Yes. Right. And so, when the infliximab Remicade, I'm on 900 milligrams every 8 weeks, and I know it suppresses the immune system, so I'm kind of like, if that just seems counterproductive if I'm trying to heal myself to be.
Seems like, right?
I do know. Yeah, but I do notice that it does help, and I noticed that about like at the 7.5 week mark, some of my symptoms come back. So I'm just trying. Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering.
Have you changed? Have you changed anything in your life that led you to this? That led you to the point in your life where you had to use the Remicade? Have you changed anything, or you're just you're doing the same stuff? No, I'm not picking on you. I'm not picking on you here, Mike. I just want to get a sense of what's going on.
As of the last 6-7 months is when I've become, I guess, nutritionally kind of educated and doing the things. So I would say as of 6-7 months ago, I'm doing ketogenic. I do intermittent fasting. I'm taking all of the necessary supplements. I'm doing all the digestive.
How about the food? How about the elimination of the elimination diet? Looking for foods that trigger symptoms and then eliminating them. Have you done the food diary and all that stuff that I was talking? All right, so let's help you out here because you don't need you shouldn't need the Remicade. Your intuition is absolutely correct. If you're trying to heal your gut, why would you suppress your immune system? So everything you're on the right track here, but we just got to fine tune some of the specifics in your regimen. We'll do that when we come back from our break. So don't go away. Okay. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll return right after this. We are back on The Bright Side. We're talking to Mike in New York. Hey, Mike. So let's. Mike has a Crohn's or celiac. You said Crohn's disease, right?
Crohn's disease, yes.
Crohn's disease. And you're 35 years old. Where in New York do you live, by the way?
I'm in Bronx, New York.
Oh, you're in the Bronx. Okay, good. Okay, so here's the dealio. You got to do a food diary, and you probably should fast first for a couple of days. But you really, really, really need to get to the bottom of what foods are causing the problem. Your most likely suspects, I'm sure you know, are going to be grains of all kinds, not just gluten. Grains of all kinds, peanuts or legumes, I should say, which include peanuts and soy and beans, garbanzo beans and falafel. And keep in mind, all of these foods that I'm talking about, they could be added to other foods. So you may think you're eating chicken, but the chicken are eating grains, and some of the grain stuff is getting into the chicken meat, and you never know. So you just got to do a food diary. You follow me? Don't have preconceived ideas about good food, bad food. You could have a problem with asparagus. You could have a problem with pears. You just don't know. That's why food diary is so important. Charting your food, the foods you're eating with, and comparing them to the responses you're getting in the body. You need data. Without data, you're just shooting in the dark. So data first and foremost. And if you fast, you're going to get, not only you're going to give your body a chance to heal a little bit, but you're also going to make symptoms more pronounced and dramatic once they occur. Over the course of time, we start to tune out our symptoms, and so we don't notice the connection between foods and what's occurring. If you fast, those symptoms become much more pronounced. You notice them more clearly. So fast for a couple days, and start taking notes on everything you're eating. Are you doing a good probiotic supplement?
Oh, yes, I am.
Good. Get on.
Funny that you say that, because when I was sick and I couldn't eat, I noticed after like a day and a half of not eating, even though I was my nutrients weren't there,
you felt better.
Getting better. Yeah. It was,
Hello.
It was amazing. Yeah.
that's telling you something. You're putting the wrong thing into the system. That's good news though, because what it means is that you can turn this thing around really quickly without drugs. Now you'll notice that your drugs become more and more effective as you're eliminating problem foods and doing the right supplements. You're going to need less and less drugs. And ideally, over time, you're going to be able to wean yourself off completely. So first and foremost is the foods, okay? Making sure you got the food thing under control, eliminating the problem foods, eating less food, etc. Probiotics, fermented food, vegetable juices, ultimate enzymes with all of your meals would probably be helpful. Use apple cider vinegar. You may want to start your meals off with gentian or some kind of bitters, stimulate juices, bile salts. There's a very important relationship between the intestine and the liver and the intestine and bile and the gallbladder, so make sure you're doing bile salts. You may want to have lecithin with your meals. A whole bunch of stuff you could do. But understand this, my friend. You are not condemned to the Remicade. Digestive issues, whether you call it Crohn's disease or irritable bowel syndrome or ulcerative colitis, they are almost always related to what you're putting in your mouth through food. So once you work in that direction and then support your digestive system with the supplements, you should be able to turn this thing around. And I appreciate the kind words, too. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right, good deal. Take care. All right, let's go to California and say good morning to David. David, what's up, buddy?
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
Morning, Ben.
Hey,
I just heard you say vitamin C and then take it with an additional antioxidant. My antenna went up with that. Is that tangy tangerine users? What would be the other oxidant you should take? And how does that work?
I didn't quite understand your question. I'm not sure what you're asking me here. Vitamin C with an oxidant?
You have to take another antioxidant.
No. I see what you're saying. Okay. What I was saying was, and let me clarify then. When you take one antioxidant, you want to make sure you're taking it with a whole spectrum of antioxidants. They come from produce, and the best way to do it is they come from produce and vegetables and fruits, but the Beyond Tangy Tangerine has a bunch of different antioxidant supplements. So if you just take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you're not just going to get vitamin C, you're going to get all kinds of antioxidant protection with it. So the Beyond Tangy Tangerine on its own will get you a full spectrum of antioxidants. The point I'm making is you want to have a stream of antioxidants coming into the system. Yes, it's very important that you have vitamin C, but vitamin C, like I was saying, is a pro-oxidant as well as an antioxidant, so it's very important that you have them all to get coming into the system in a stream, so that you take your vitamin C and you're getting vitamin E and you're getting selenium and you're getting zinc and you're getting all the phytonutrients from plants, and you just have a stream of them coming into the body, never stopping till the day you die. Just a stream of antioxidants coming in, and each one protects the one ahead of it from oxidation. So they all contribute to an antioxidant support system. And if you're going to take one, you always want to take all of them together. Does that make sense? Does that make more sense?
Yeah, I'm glad that you further clarified that. And my question is, I'm 69, diabetic, got my A1C down to 6.3 because they gave me Novolog.
Okay.
In addition to the Levomir, the Novolog has helped me get fast acting. For those that are listening,
that's insulin for the listeners.
Is this insulin the Novolog along with the Levomir? Probably. When I stand up, I have tremendous pain in my legs. Not right that much in the morning, and in the upper and lower thighs. And never in my life have I felt this much pain. And
it's worse as in extremities.
As the day gets long.
And you're dealing with neuropathy. That sounds like a classic neuropathy. So here's the deal. Let me give you a couple ideas that you can use. Right away, you should probably be getting on, and I haven't talked about this, but I will in the next few days, alpha lipoic acid. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I take that.
Okay, good. How much are you taking? Do you know?
It's with other things, like it's 200 or 300
yeah, that's good. I was going to say, make sure it's at least 200 or 300, but that's good.
Along with the chromium and...
Okay, you got a supplement that has everything in it?
Yeah, that's a supplement that has all the diabetic stuff in it.
And you said there's carnitine in there?
I don't know, but I do take carnitine.
Good for you. Make sure you're taking enough carnitine, and then make sure you're getting enough niacin and thiamine. Actually, the whole B complex, along with coenzyme Q10, they work together. So the B complex, especially niacin and thiamine, though, vitamin B1 and B3. You might want to take extra vitamin B3.
I'm taking vitamin B1 twice a day, 2 tablets. Now, I get the pain in my feet, but I didn't know this pain that I get in my... And look, when I stand up like at 8 o'clock at night after you've been watching TV for an hour, I almost go into a paralysis for 15 or 20 seconds when I stand up, and I'm not sure whether it's all there that I can move.
Yeah, it sounds to me like your nerves, you're starting to get some neuropathy going on. And at the age of 69, if you're diabetic, that's not unusual. So everything you're doing great. Obviously, if you're eating fast-burning carbs, you got to restrict those or eliminate those. Ideally, don't forget. There's a couple. Here, let me give you a couple more. I want to get to another call here, so let me just give you a couple more supplements that are going to be important real quick. Coenzyme Q10, which we'll talk about again in the coming days, also extremely important for neuropathies. These are all very important for the mitochondria. Vitamin E, 400 international units a day. Make sure you're doing that. And then also probably selenium, 400 micrograms a day. And then last but most certainly not least is zinc. 50 milligrams a day. So I hope that helps you, David. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. And I'm going to try to get one more call in before we go, and that's Chris in Florida. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hey, Ben. How are you?
I am great.
Take my call.
Sure. What's cooking?
Tight, so I'll make it as fast as I can. I'm
Yes.
sort of an unofficial longevity dealer, if there ever was one. I've given dozens of people to buy all their stuff, especially Tangy.
Okay.
I've all sorts of medical people in my family. None of them know anything. And I've listened to you for 5 years. I think smarter than my average doctor times 10, only because of you, and maybe Dr. Glidden and Wallach, of course. But anyways, long story short, I got a buddy who's on, he's my age, he's 44. He's just normal weight, body weight. I told him to take Tangy. He's not really a nutriating guy, but he doesn't eat crappy. He starts taking Tangy. He feels dizzy and crappy and sluggish. Yeah. And he thinks it's his iron, so he went to a nutritionist who said it's too much iron for you and blah, blah, blah.
No, that's nonsense. That's silly. Well, here's the deal. If he, and I've talked about this earlier this week, I think, if you take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, excuse me, and you're noticing some kind of uncomfortable jitteriness or anxiety or something along those lines, chances are pretty good that you're predisposed that way. He's probably spiking cortisol, and what's happening is the nutrition is making that more efficient for him. He's producing more cortisol. He's probably more efficient at his stress response, I should say, is more efficient. He's got more of a stress response. So is this a guy who's prone that way? That would be the question I would ask.
Not necessarily. I've been doing for my entire life, literally 40 years.
Hey, listen, I'm out of time. This sounds very intriguing. I'm out of time. Can you call back on our next show so we can continue this discussion? I want to ask you a few more questions. All right, thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it, Chris. Take care, buddy. All right, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben, 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470 is the phone number for the Brightside Ben team. Give them a call and sign up to join for a one-time $25 fee. You could be in business for yourself. That's 866-735-2470. Or sign up off our website, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.